Taking just be. Don't take it. Taking just don't deal and live my life. Don't take it personal. I ain't lying. I ain't hiding. I've been grinding, multiplying. I've been trying to get my weight up, staying prayed up, meditating and taking time away. You always posting up pictures, trying to look like you winning. I'm writing rhymes in the kitchen, soaking in moments we live in. Yeah, you got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, cause baby, I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. Baby, don't check for me. Taking time out to be and live my life off screen. Taking time out to be and live my life. Hey. Taking just don't deal and live my life. Don't take it personal. We just building. It's my season. Lay foundation. Make a name for generations. Please and make it. Then take a break or a little vacation and chasing blues away. Hey, hey. You always posting up pictures, trying to look like you winning, or look like you always be working, soaking the moments you live in. Yeah, you got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, cause baby, I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. Baby, don't check for me. Taking time out to be and live my life off screen. Taking time out to be and live my life. I'm in a place serene and pure and free. Hey, I ain't worried about what's the wave, only worry about me. Yeah. Oh, I'm taking time out to be and live my life off screen. Taking time out to be and live my life. Taking just be. Don't take it. Taking just don't deal and live my life. Don't take it personal. I ain't lying. I ain't hiding. I've been grinding, multiplying. I've been trying to get my weight up, staying prayed up, meditating and taking time away. You always posting up pictures, trying to look like you winning. I'm writing rhymes in the kitchen, soaking in moments we live in. Yeah, you got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, cause baby, I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. Baby, don't check for me. Taking time out to be and live my life off screen. Taking time out to be and live my life. Hey.
asterisk, commentary classic. Went and tell the news, he told the news and done smashed it. Went around and learned the game and got that game mastered. Say you got the T, but she got the T faster. Fools pull the wool, limbs they lay them faster. She's a boss bitch, so you'll never get it past her. Funky Fridays, it be fun if you play it right. Me, I like the ladies, so you see me up on ladies' night. Pact got the game tight, play the game so right, so fly. You can laugh and cry in the same night. One papoose got to put the name up in lights. One papoose got to put the name up in lights. One thing you oughta know, you're fucking with a boss bitch. One thing you oughta know, you're fucking with a boss bitch. One thing you oughta know, you're fucking with a boss bitch. Thought you didn't lost, but you done lost.
What up, y'all? What up, y'all? What up, what up, what up? What up, y'all? Everybody's good? Everybody's good?
Go hard, or go home, go home, go hard, or go home, go hard, or go home, go hard, or go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home, go hard, or go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You the squad, know you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now. Drive a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Do me wrong, might slide on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. I'm a warrior, I go back to back, then go back to back. If I top the top, then I double back and I'm topping that. Yeah, I beat my own records. Yeah, I gotta get money fetish. Same team, I don't set trip. Never dull, this electric. When I put the Ricks on my toes, me and bro, that's the give and go. Stay 100, end zone, end zone. Keep them coming, I know. I won't flub my wrist, no, I'm not dumb like that. I just wanna give my mama 100 racks. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home.
What up, y'all? What up, what up, what up, what up? Ah! How y'all doing? How's everybody doing? Oh my God, I'm all over the place today, y'all. I'm all over the place because this was just an unexpected kind of press the button and go thing. So a little bit out of place. Mic check. Everything sounds okay. Everything sounds okay. I'm still working on getting them darn wrenches over here on this OBS thing, you guys. So it's like I assigned them in, and when I come over here on the OBS, it just doesn't seem to want to put them in over here. So Rolanda's here. We won't be here that long. I am good. Girls, I got notification. Ro received her face mask. I need to know if you guys are receiving your face mask because I sent them out. So just shoot me a text back letting me know that you guys have received your face mask. That's all I need to know. That way it's not lost in the mail and stuff like that. So, hi Chris. Oh, boom boom's on, y'all. There's some girl over there. Ooh, some girl over there on the boom boom. Ooh, but boom boom handling her, y'all. She's handling her though. I'm sitting over here going, boy, it's always one. I have a bit of an echo. Okay, let me see. Thank you, sweetie, for telling me. So let's get rid of, might be this one. How's that? That should be better. Should be. If you tell me, then I can go and check and look and see where it's coming from. And I think I might have it. I think I have it. It's on the microphone now. Oh, hi. I think we should tap into a little bit of Mr. Griggs today. Some savages. I don't quite have one of the videos that I was looking for, and that was the one in particular where we saw Joy at home with her parents and her roommate and getting grilled about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. I'm gonna play, I'm just gonna play these videos because it's very hard to not play them to get the people to see what was actually said when they were being interviewed by particular people, different platforms. So it's kind of like, you got to borrow these videos, and you got to hope that the people, don't want to strike you and shut you down for shit like that, for, you're putting stuff out here for educational purpose, also for to enlighten the people about what was said and possibly what was left out of things that was said. But right now, but though, boom boom, some good luck over there, cause it's a girl over there. Her mouth just going and going and going. How is the mic okay, you guys? I think I still hear it just a little bit. Just a little bit. Bad as I gotta go to work here in a minute, but I'm having a Coke and I sure wants to pour a little bit of rum in here, but I gotta go to work. I don't know why, but I had taste for me some Coke and rum today, but it's only just gonna be Coke. No alcohol. I gotta go to work. Okay, I'm gonna change this. I don't think that I like this one, so hold on. I'm gonna take this here off. I still hear. How's that, you guys? Is that I think that that's better. I don't hear any echo now, but I was hearing it, so I think that's better. If you guys are coming into the chat room, don't forget to hit the like button up there on your way in or on your way out. Do as you please with that thumb up button up there, you guys. I'm, like I say, really kind of over the thumb button and all of that stuff. Got two things that I want to touch on right quick. Two things, right? I see the message out there with Mr. Kelly's daughter. What's her name? Ruku, something like that. That's better. Yeah, I don't know. It's switching the mics and things. I think I got it. I'm gonna leave it on that one though. And the headline that they put up on there, and this is to be no disrespect. It's just the reality of how I see things. And I can't speak for you guys. It's the reality of how I see things. And it's just my perception of how I know, or how I think I have a sense of how the power of the spirit works. You feel what I'm saying? So she put a message out there, and I guess it should be something that the world should know. I don't know what for. I question myself a lot, it's why do people do this? Here we are, and you don't have articles out about his daughter touching on pretty much of nothing about her dad, except for when she first came out and they sat at the round table and we all kind of heard how she felt and, what she was going through and things like that. And like I said, this is out of no disrespect at all. I just tackle life with the reality of what it is. And, that's just me. The headline stated that R. Kelly's daughter, Buku, is going through some things. And, she apparently, I guess, lost birth, embryo. She lost birth, right? And my sympathy goes out to her, my condolences and everything. It happens, right? I know that when we go, as ladies, when we go through those things, because I know people that has lost birth and everything at an early stage of being pregnant. It happens. It's just that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly is one of the big profiles out here right now that's going on. And like I say, it's these editors, you guys. The editors just kills me, you know. All of this time, you don't really see or hear anything about the children, Mr. Kelly. Mr. Kelly, the children. Mr. Kelly, the children. Mr. Kelly, one of the sons did this. Mr. Kelly, you did this. We wasn't hearing that, right? So I'm sitting my little butt over here thinking, well, you know what? Okay, they're doing their thing. They're doing their thing. So all of a sudden, like I say, you know, tragedy happens, and we all don't know why it happens. There's a lot of reasons of why females loses, you know, have miscarriages and things. It's a lot. Stress on the body, you know, not eating well. A lot of things that will cause that placenta to tear away and you know, and have you losing a child that you want. I'm just not okay with the fact that the headline states that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's daughter. So I'm going, okay, well, why could they not address this as Andrea's Kelly's daughter? Why bring the attention on him as you? I don't know, you guys. Like, what is he gonna do? He's sitting in the MCC with no support right now from his children or from his ex-wife of a double digit. What, 10? How many years? So I don't know. It's like, why did they just leave all of that attention to the mom? The mom is the one that's around her and with her a lot. And, you know, like I say, that's just me. Why did Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly had to have this attention brought on him on something about his daughter? And, you know, then he gets to read and hear this, and then there's the depression or, you know, more stress on him. So it's like I don't know. I didn't get that one, you guys. I was real puzzled about that. But I'll tell you like this. They say that a God moves in mysterious ways. He says, touch not the anointed, right? I was brought up and raised on that sometimes it don't have to be you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you are moving bad or even thinking bad, because he knows your thoughts and stuff, it'll be someone close to you, really close to you, you know. And we always looking in that mirror like, you know, why me, or why this, or why that. That's just my theory of how I believe that the spirit works, you guys. That's just my theory. So I always try to be a little mindful and things to people, because, you know, they say he worked mysteriously. Well, I try to avoid being mysteriously, you know, touch or my family for, you know, some certain things. But I know, I might get some mysteriously action placed upon me because I have the Papa Book Show, but that's just all commentary, and it's all giggles and wiggles. It is what it is. Bookham's going to do whatever the hell he chooses to do anyway. Doesn't matter. Now I'm going to speak on this other situation. I see a lot of people catering, gravitating. I'll leave it at that. I see a lot of people gravitating to what everybody was bitching about out here. And I can't understand that. It's like Cousin Levi. You know what he looks like now? Do you know who he is? You guys know who he is? If you don't, put me a 1 in the chat, because nobody still really don't know who that person is. And he came up on the Black Tube Street, and by him putting that Levi for Kelly attached to his name, everybody gravitated and was like, oh, this is his cousin, you know. So and then he started sharing a bunch of things about this, and he knows that. So Rolanda says, hell no. Okay. But everybody gravitated to him. Subscribers skyrocketed out there. It skyrocketed. He was able to establish the same pattern of what we see out here. It's cash apps, and you know, and got in to know people, went on all type of platforms. Actually, I believe Fire did a video with him as well, but it was just a picture up on her page. It wasn't it's not a live video at all. So when we see Fire on a page alongside with cousin Levi, I bet you a lot of people out here were saying, well, you know, okay, he's this real deal. He's this man's cousin. He's real, because, you know, at one point Fire was working with him and nobody else knew him, is all I'm saying. Nobody else knew him, right? So then here we go, and then we get Miss Bush. Nobody still knows who she is. People gravitated to her because of the way they speak, but you don't get to see them at all. You don't get to see them, and they have the do's and the don'ts of what things should be done accordingly to Mr. Kelly. Ghosts. These are all ghosts. We need you to do this, and we need you to do that, and we need you to stop doing this, and you're going to go to jail for that. These are all ghost people that are telling you these things. So now there's another one, and I get the calls, and I'll see the text messages and everything. Oh, you need to go and check out, you know, this person, so-and-so, so-and-so. And so they'll say the names, right? I don't know why I got a little chill on me, so I got to turn my heater on a little bit. My baby don't like heat, so there's no heat on in the house, so I have to run a little heat in my room. Now we have a third person out there. And I believe when the third person started off, it's just very few views were over there listening to him, and his battle was with DJ Tyson. You guys remember it, and you know who I'm talking about, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you know who I'm talking about. So every now and then I would click on it and watch this guy, and you know, they speak very well, soft and whispering, and you know, the wife comes in and she has her little parts into it and everything, and the numbers kept growing, and the subscribers kept subscribing because they speak well on unity and just for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, alongside with the debate going back and forth with what DJ should be doing, and you know, DJ is this and DJ is that. 3 ghosts. Subscriptions are going up like crazy. Then I sit here and I come on, right, and everybody gets to see me and everything, and I was like, wow, people gravitate to people that they just really cannot see. Gravitate to the voice, and the voice, I guess, is more real than caring about who is it actually coming from. Who is pushing these orders out here? Who is this that's saying that we should do this and we should do that? I looked at all of that shit as I've been coming on this Black Tube Street. You can't get them to come here, but they can follow a ghost. And I'm just like, am I the weirdest ass person out here on these streets? So I'm like, well, you know, okay, fine. Me, I do not go over, and I never know if they're on, because I have to wait until somebody says, oh, go and check out what he says. And it's a lot of people, y'all. a lot of people, and everybody was, oh, he's the real deal. He's this, he's that. In order for this man, and I give it the benefit of the doubt, I hear him. But now what are you going to do? How are you going to lead if you are a ghost? Who are y'all going to follow? Who are you going to put your hand on the shoulder? Who? Because nobody knows who the hell he is either. So how do you chant and give these props and everything to somebody you just don't know? As he is speaking along as with the bush and along with the cousin, shouldn't it be the opposite way? We like to hear what you're saying. We like the instructions and everything. Come on out here. Then we got your back. I hear this man constantly telling, you got to do this and you got to do that. You got to do this. He's in there for this. He's okay. Come on out. You sound like you know what you're doing. Come on out and grow the shit and put the people behind you. Until they can do so, Pap don't roll with it, y'all. I have to see flesh. Like, what the fuck? But it is what it is. Like I say, it's all about how well you talking. And in case you guys haven't noticed, the more he has grown and his pages has gotten a lot better. He's got all of the things that everybody else has on his page, and it's worded, very good. And if you like to donate to the channel. Okay, so I'm just saying. Pap can't do it. That's just not my demeanor. Likes the way he talk, but I ain't seen the way you walk yet. And I got to see the way you walk. Everybody can put up a good picture. Everybody can paint a good goddamn picture. Now let's see you walk. See who you are. Because when people see who you are, you become, you're more believable. You're more believable. I'm going to do this. Let's get into some griggs, you guys. I'm going to get into this one here. I don't know if you guys remembered his interview. He was over on the V103 interview. And I'm going to be stopping this because I want to see if you guys can catch some things as well that he says that needs to be corrected. And there is one guy that's on this panel. He's unbiased, and he's like, you got to give me some more, Mr. Griggs. Something ain't right. And so he's asking the questions, just like a lot of you guys would be asking the questions, So exactly, Curtis. At least he came out his man. So exactly. Let me see if I can get this going.
Understand that they've always wanted to reach out to her, and they are happy what is happening in Chicago and what will happen in New York.
I'm going to go back some more. Won't make sense unless I start it out. It's kind of, I think this is Tigger. I think it's Tigger. Let's see if I can get it going.
Let's get right to it.
Yeah. Let's get right to it.
There's lots of information. I mean, a lot
Tigger
of
was
information
unbiased, you
floating around.
guys. Unbiased.
What is the current update status? Where are we with the everything?
Well, currently, Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly has no bond, and he's going to be sitting in jail at least till September the 4th when his next status hearing happens. We're still trying to make direct contact with Joycelyn Savage. We've reached out to a representative of Joycelyn Savage, and we're waiting. So the family wants to reconnect with her. They love her. They want her to understand that they've always wanted to reach out to her, and they are happy what is happening in Chicago and what will happen in New York with regard to the charges that Mr. Kelly now faces.
Why?
Okay. So I'm going to stop that right there, because I believe when you tell a story, start it from the beginning. And I think when I touched on this one, I assumed that the first question was going to be, how did Mr. Kelly meet the Savages and Joy. Then jump right into that. They skipped the whole goddamn 2 months of shit and went right into what he think about, Mr. Kelly and Joy. And he stated that Mr. Kelly, he's talked about his trial and hopefully that it would start in September, and how that they were trying to get his daughter back. That's where they started this off at. Skipped all of the other part. But I can tell you with Tigger, I think like I said, I think he saw everything. Seems to be appeared to follow this story pretty goddamn good. Pretty good. So, but he's letting Griggs talk. I would, like I say, would have liked to heard him say, well, let me start this off from the beginning. This is so-and-so where they met, and yada, 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 yada. The story that we have, that there was a boutique or some things going on. And I'm gonna read this article to you guys, because it's got two conflicting stories in it, where Savages says that Mr. Kelly was there, and Mr. Kelly gave the number up or whatever, but then he says on another one that a manager brought the number and gave the number, and on. But I don't want to jump ahead of myself.
There are a lot of people who question what is going on. Like you saying, I don't know where my daughter is, but she's at the Trump Tower.
Yes.
Allegedly. That she claims she's fine, and Robert may have said or may have not have said that they sold their daughter to him for money. It's all of this, what he say, she say. So, what the reality is that they haven't been able to speak to their daughter, or have they at least spoken to her?
They spoke to her one time for 30 seconds, and that was back in March. And with this he say, she say, it's not a he say, she say. It's Robert versus the federal government. 2 indictments, 13 counts in one, 10 counts in another, 195 years he's facing. It's outlined the level of coercion and intimidation that has been used allegedly at this point, but it's in the indictment. So if you read the Chicago indictment, if you read the New York indictment, the federal indictments, you will understand exactly what's going on here. So I'm not concerned about what Mr. Kelly is saying. I'm concerned about getting a message directly to Joycelyn Savage, the truth, what her family has said from the beginning, since August the 4th of 2017. They want direct contact with her. No middle people, no R. Kelly's team. We want to get the truth directly to her. And that's her family, her parents, her sisters, her grandparents, her uncles, her aunts, all want to have communication with her.
Before you jump in,
So the other day we were talking about, or I was talking about, the old Trump Towers and who owned the Trump Towers. You guys remember that? Who did we say that owns that Trump Towers? And would probably have been the best contact to get the daughters back. So, like I say, on one of the chats that I visit, it was brought to the attention as to they were right there at the Trump Towers. Trump Towers is owned by Mr. Donald Trump. On here, Mr. Griggs made it seem like they were in the Trump Towers being held in some type of cult atmosphere, against their wills, all of that type of stuff. When we talked about Trump, the first thing that ringed up in my head was, why didn't the fucking parents contact Trump? I don't give a damn how tight the security was down there. Why wasn't there multiple letters, or I don't know. They were in touch with the government, secret services. Why wasn't Trump addressed about some cult-like activities going on in his Trump Towers? Why wasn't he contacted? Because I'm pretty sure if there was a cult-like activity and things going on, and Joy held at her wheel, I think that would have been the person that I would have contacted. I think that I would have brought all of the attention to Mr. Donald Trump. As a matter of fact, Trump doesn't do anything, then I think that I would have went as far as putting a lawsuit out on Mr. Donald Trump. Some fire under his ass, and have them go through this building to see if there was some type of cult-like shit going on up in his building. Like I said, I was like, wow, okay, they were at the Trump, huh? The most busiest goddamn residential hotel stays and penthouses and shit going on, and these women are held against their will up in the goddamn Trump. Now, maybe if it was the Motel 8, something like that, maybe, but I highly doubt it at the Trump. It's a lot of traffic going through up and through there. Then he says that the security was tight. And you say that means that these people are that they know. They know coming and going. There's probably signing in and out. It's got to be something in there that says that these people never signed out of this building, or when did they sign in? It's got to be some kind of key code pass access to get through some certain doors, and that will give them evidence of when they're coming and going. And if they don't show anything showing up that these women never left this building in 2 years or something like that, then yeah, Trump should have been called in. Trump should have been called in and see what the fuck is going on in his building. That's just how I see that.
Yeah, she hasn't spoken to any of those people.
No.
At all.
That's
Not
insane.
only for 30 seconds at my office after we had a press conference requesting direct contact, and that was a 30-second phone call where she paused after she heard from her younger sister, and she hung up.
Wow.
Ooh. Is there further concern? You saying Kelly's going to be locked up until September. We hearing about them staying up in a condo in Trump Tower in Chicago, and that they may or may not be running out of money, or they may have nowhere to live. Is there increased concern now that he's away for a couple of months?
There's always been increased concern because of the nature of the...
Did you hear what he said? He says, is there a concern when Mr. Kelly is away for a couple of months, meaning that he could be touring, doing his concerts? Was there any concern while he was gone? Mr. Griggs comes back and says, well, yes, there's always a level of concern. How? The doors lock from the inside in the Trump Tower. They don't have the door locks from the outside. So if the doors have locks only from the inside, you know how you go into your house and you got to turn the lock to lock yourself in? Yeah. And Mr. Kelly is gone. That's what Tigger asked him. If Mr. Kelly is gone for, a month or so at a time, doing business and shows so that he can keep paying their rent and his mortgage, because if he had a condo, it's a mortgage now. They could have just turned the goddamn thing, went on out. You're not ever locked from the outside in. You're locked from the inside out. Woo, let's go.
Allegations and the things we've already investigated, and now the federal government has investigated. But what we want them to understand is her family is here. They're ready, willing, and able. They tried a wellness check just last week at the Trump Tower. We can't get contact directly to Joycelyn Savage, so we are...
What happened at the wellness check? You guys remember what happened at the wellness check? What happened to the wellness check? Huh? Police went up there. You guys good? What's going on up in here? Police at the door, probably smelling bacon, eggs, ham, toast, all that good shit. they doing just well. Probably in there just eating some good old breakfast, waiting for Mr. Kelly to come on back. They was fine. They were fine.
Trying everything we know how, from of course the media to reaching out directly to Mr. Kelly's representatives, now their representatives, and using the federal government as well.
Well, Joycelyn is an adult at this point. What if she doesn't want to talk?
Well, then she could say that. She can say that directly to her parents on the phone.
Right.
She can call her sisters, because if she didn't want contact with her parents, that's one thing. She didn't, allegedly, if we to believe what we're being told, she didn't want contact with any member of her family, and no member of her family has done anything to her.
You know, I heard that there were between Joycelyn and the other young lady, that there's some sort of suicide pact, that if something happens to R. Kelly, that they would potentially kill themselves. Is there any truth to that?
Well, we're not going to get into rumors or hearsay. We don't know anything about a suicide pact.
Though there's a suicide pact. Hello, Shady. The suicide pact was that goddamn Azrael over there driving herself fucking nuts. That's what the goddamn suicide pact is. That girl over there driving herself nuts. And I'm sorry. They say she went in as a child, drunk and Larry, told everybody. The daughter said, my queen, and she was this age. I don't give a damn what none of y'all say. That girl looks my age. She looks my age now. So that shit done put a whooping on her ass. She done went from straight 18 to damn near 45. 45, that's how old she look. That's how old she look. And you can't blame that shit there on Kelly, because she could have came back home and went back putting some goddamn borettes and shit in, and the overall little girl, you know, the type of clothes that you wear when you're 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That girl sitting over there rocking grandma clothes. I don't care what y'all say. They may look fancy and everything. That shit look like it's just for grandmas. I don't care what y'all say. I know y'all hear this bag rattling too. Because this Twister goddamn time. Restock. I restocked up, y'all. I ain't gonna even tell y'all what time I went and got these last night. It had to be there. I don't know. I think it was probably about 1:30 in the morning. I had put on my pajama pants. I was like, I gotta have the Twizzlers. I had my black ass out at the store, girl, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the damn morning. I had to go get me some Twizzlers. I could not sleep. I had to get a Twizzler. So I'm straight now, y'all. Now let's go.
What we know about is that for almost 3 years, she has not had direct communication with her family. And we want direct communication. And so it would be in Mr. Kelly's best interest at this point, and his members of his team.
I'm going to have to come to the chat with this one here, you guys. Okay? He said that they just wanted direct communication. They wanted direct communication. They wanted her there, sitting at home, and everything. Let's see why y'all think that Azrael just never went back home to give them any direct communication, except for that one time where she was there and they drilled her out. The schoolmate was over there. I didn't know who the mama was. Which one of y'all the mama? When I first saw the shit, I was kind of like, who the mama? But that's what they wanted. So why do y'all think? Why do y'all think that Azrael never gave them direct communication? Hey, all right. Hey. Alicia Tay. What up, y'all? What up, y'all? Speaking to everybody in the chat room. I don't get that. She was there. But he ain't sitting here talking to Tigger about what happened when she was there. She was there. She left them again. She was there, down in front of the courthouse. She had her right there. Take one for the team. Tackle her to the ground. You going home, goddammit, you going home. What are they going to do? Oh, well, yeah, I guess Jocelyn could have said she assaulted her or something like that, but maybe she should have took it to that level. Maybe she should have. Maybe Joy should have done that. Maybe her mom should have done that. Take her to the ground. God damn it, you're going home. It's enough of this shit. But Mr. Briggs says that, his clients was doing everything that they supposed to have done to keep their asses from going to jail. You want your damn child? You take one for the team. Take one for the team. She'd have got a goddamn misdemeanor. Paid a little fucking fine. Take your ass on home. Take that goddamn girl to the ground. You want to take her home. I ain't going to say, because everybody be out here like, well, I would have did this and I would have did that. I'm just speaking on what I saw. And then when the mom is down there with her, you didn't come down there at the courthouse by yourself. You brought cameras with you. You brought a whole fucking entourage with you. She could have came by herself and leaned, stood there on the sidewalk and shed some tears by herself. Let me talk to you, sweetheart. Just let me talk to you. It could have been done so calmly, so motherly like. Just maybe she would have came. Them motherfuckers came down there with a whole damn entourage of goddamn cameras, which ended up on what? National fucking TV. On the fucking movie, on the fucking docuseries. Serious? But you want her home. I'd like to hear Mr. Griggs talk about that. I really did, but he won't. He really won't. Explain why those cameras was down there. That's where he explained the type of behaviors that they did while they were trying to get their child back. And as a mom, you just can't have that type of behavior. This woman brought fucking cameras. Get this shot. I think she even got pushed in the scene. Didn't the mom get pushed in the scene? Like, it's your turn. It's your turn now. Like, really, Griggs? No.
To put her in direct contact with her parents, with her family.
You talk about a wellness check.
Yes.
But, we turn on the television and they're sitting there on TMZ. So what is the wellness check saying? That they're not there? It's kind of counter to what we see when they're in a room on television.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, how many of you guys check on your children by watching a video of your children?
That's true.
You want to have direct contact. You want to talk to them. You want to make sure they're okay.
That one girl over there, she's like, that's true. I bet you she ain't got no kids. She's like, that's true.
We want to do this separate and apart from the media, but every time we reach out, we get a scripted video.
Right, and there's no way to tell if it's not being, coerced by him.
We don't know when that video was filmed. There's no date stamp,
how she
anything
pushed
on
the
that video.
narrative? You see how she pushed the narrative out there? So you got Tigger on one side of the table, totally fucking unbiased. But then you got her on the other side of the table, biased as fuck. Biased as fuck. I'm sitting here going, oh, okay. You're only feeding one side of it, Missy. One side of it. I don't know. But Tigger held this table down, though. He did.
So my issue is it's very easy to pick up a telephone and call your parents. Their number has not changed. Her number has changed. We don't even know if she has a cell phone.
Wow.
And what I would say about that video is, for the most part, it's Miss Clary speaking. We want a direct line of communication with Joycelyn Savage, between the Savages and Joycelyn Savage. No intermediaries.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like, first of all, reset with Gerald Griggs, attorney for the Savage family, Joycelyn Savage and Azriel Clary, R. Kelly's living girlfriends, if you will, or members of his sex cult, depending on who you ask.
Right.
Posted a video after they were claimed they had been kicked out of the Trump Hotel. They have not spoken. Well, Azriel spoken to her family apparently.
I'm not sure. I don't speak for the Clarys.
He said, I'm not sure. He asked him. Azriel's been speaking to her parents, right? He hurried up and said, "Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure." You know about the Savages case. That means you're going to know about the girls, all of these other girls, and you're going to know about the goddamn Clarys. You're going to know the whole goddamn thing. How you going to solve your case, allegedly, and not know what the fuck is going on with the other case, because I think last I checked, this one whole goddamn big case. This ain't just a case about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly versus the goddamn Savages. This one big whole damn case. But now, you don't know. Oh, you don't know. Oh, you know. You know, Mr. Griggs. Can't solve the case. You can't get all your facts. You got to put it all together, Mr. Griggs.
Jocelyn Savage's family spoke for 30 seconds in the office back in March, but haven't heard from it since. It seems like a FaceTime in these times. So many different ways to get in touch. WhatsApp, you can, Skype if you still Skype.
Right.
There's so many ways for me to just be like, hey, I'm good. Fall back, leave me alone, and you're saying you just can't even get that.
Can't even break through any of that. We've reached out to numerous managers of Mr. Kelly. We reached out to numerous lawyers of Mr. Kelly. We've now reached out to a lawyer who alleges to be the lawyer for Joycelyn Savage. We are trying to make direct contact.
This is where people get puzzled at. He said that they reached out to managers. They reached out to Mr. Kelly's attorneys. What are their names? Put the goddamn names out there. Because if you put the names out there, people can do a fact check. Even the goddamn government, even the judge, people can do a fact check. Let's go check with McGilla Gorilla, because Mr. Griggs say he spoke to you about Savages. And we'll see what McGilla Gorilla notes are going to say, the timestamp and everything on it. See, because right now we have the public. We have nothing to say whether if you are lying or telling the truth. You didn't give us any names to do any fact checking behind you on that. That's the shit that I can't stand that shit. Who did you speak to, Mr. Griggs, so that we can see if they got receipts with you trying to speak to them about the Savage's daughter? Yeah, it makes sense. I hate half-ass stories.
And
I
we
hate
have
them.
been prevented. We will not stop, because this is their child. Whether she's an adult or not, that's your child. Just because somebody turns 21, you don't cut off all communication with your child. And so with the charges now, many people are saying, well, if all this is going on, where are the charges? They're charges, federal charges and state charges. With the charges now, they're even more concerned.
I got to throw something in that part too, you guys, because I see Shady says that, her kids are grown, so they don't call me. I be mad, but they're grown. I go through the same thing, Shady. My baby is grown. I don't hear from her. She'll shoot me a text probably once every 2-3 weeks. I don't bother her though. She's grown. You go do your thing. When she wants mom, she'll contact mom. If I want her, I'll contact her. One thing that I could say though about mines though, Shady, because I know mines, I be scared to answer the damn phone when they call, because when they call, them motherfuckers need some money. Mom, can you? So I be like, oh Lord, here we go. I could pick, if Tasha calls, right? Tasha goes, Mom. I be like, how much now? I be too damn scared. Sometimes, long as I know I ain't heard nothing bad, they ain't in the news, and I'm good. I'm good. Go and do your things. So, but the minute I see they number girl coming across Shady, I be like, God damn, how much this gonna cost me? Every time I answer this phone, I be like, how much this gonna cost me? So, I'm okay with my kids not really calling, every day, because them motherfuckers be mom, like, no. But when they don't call me, I know they good. They good.
And they want contact with their child.
Much has been said, much has been alleged, much has been accused, and now there are indictments. He's being held without bond until September 4th to his next hearing. I asked you before we went to the break, why hasn't Mr. Savage, we talked about, let your child go at 21 and just stop communicating or cut the cord completely. Why hasn't he just pulled up? If they're allegedly at the Trump Tower, or they're fine, they just sent a video, and again, you said you don't know.
Well, why haven't he just got in touch with Trump? Why wouldn't he just call Trump? We got some business that we need to take care of over at your building, Mr. Trump. Some shit going down. We don't want to come down here and tear this shit up. So, you know, we need you to send one of your people down here, and we want a thorough search, and we want to see what's going on. They could have done that. They could have filed paperwork to Mr. Trump. They could have done that. They could have done that. One of Mr. Trump's high up representative or so would have come down and intervened and to put everything to rest assured that Jocelyn is just fine. They could have sent one of they goddamn CIAs or whatever the fuck is going on to send the goddamn man that Trump just fired. Send him on down here and let him check it out for you. I don't know. Send the one he just rehired. I send somebody. They could have gotten Trump to intervene into this shit to make sure good was good. They could have done that.
When the date is, I'd be outside.
And they were outside last week. They were outside the Trump Tower last week trying to get into the Trump Tower. Of course, they have security. And another thing people need to understand is...
they have security. Security didn't see shit. Security didn't see nothing. Security never what? Security never saw them coming in. Security never seen them coming out. Which one? Which is it? Like, which is it? Which security? Who was there? Who was working on that on those days? Those are the people that I think, you know, would help coming in, being subpoenaed to court. Bring this goddamn securities. We pull the goddamn in and out log. All that goddamn shit. Because ain't nowhere in the hell them girls just sat up there in that goddamn building hostages or in a sex cult. There's no way. We're talking about the Trump goddamn tower, you guys. I've been over there. All you see is goddamn traffic. Now, if they could spot a man, what was it, hanging off of something down there on the news they had, they could spot a sex cult. They can spot a sex cult. You can go down there and spot a goddamn man hanging off some bullshit, ready to do some suicide over some bullshit. You can spot a sex cult. It's just that easy. They had him on the news. Well, why they don't have Mr. Kelly coming in and out of the building with these 50 women holding the goddamn sex cult? They didn't. Nobody caught that on the news, huh? Okay.
Several members of Mr. Kelly's camp have directly threatened the lives of Tim Savage, one of which is indicted in Henry County and will be facing felony charges. So there are some serious threats that are going on behind the scenes. And so, you know, in an abundance of caution, that's why they've retained an attorney, and that's why we're trying to do this the legal way. But I do understand a lot of listeners out there, you know, if it was my daughter, blah, 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 and blue, blue, blue. I'm trying to make sure my client stays out of custody, and that we do this the right way. But they have gone to Trump Tower to try to make direct contact, to answer your question.
So outside of trying to get Joycelyn back, their daughter, are they looking for anything else from R. Kelly? Are they trying to get money out of it, or just solely getting their daughter out of the Trump Tower?
Absolutely not. They have never requested money, nor received money, nor inquired about money. I actually asked Mr. Darrell Johnson to produce receipts, or Mr. Kelly to produce receipts, because I hear the rumors out there, this is a money grab, all they want is money. Show us the money. Because last I checked, his own lawyer said he has no money anyway.
What do y'all think? Was it a money grab? Yes or no? Are they on a money grab? Yes or no? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Y'all think the Savages was up on a money grab? Hello, Mr. President, but daughter is shagging in your condo, and I want to know why. Was it a money grab, you guys? Because Mr. Griggs says no. He says nobody ever showed him anything of no receipts. He asked Mr. Darrell Johnson and everything to produce the receipts, whether if this was a money grab or not. Mr. Griggs says that it's not. And he's tired of the people saying that out here, that this was about a money grab. This was all just about him getting his daughter back. Oh, y'all say yeah.
So this has never been about money. This was about getting their daughter back. And they have gone to great lengths from 2017 to now to achieve that goal.
Wow. Is there anything different that y'all are gonna try to do to get in contact with her? Because it just seems like a loop that's rolling.
We're going to continue to cooperate with federal authorities. We're going to hopefully get the federal authorities involved to make direct contact, and we're going to continue to request a meeting through our alleged representatives until we get that meeting. But with regard to Mr. Kelly and his charges, I think it would be in his best interest to facilitate this meeting.
So, we're talking to Attorney General Griggs.
What does he mean by that? Says that it would have been in Mr. Kelly's interest to facilitate the meeting. Meaning what? Tell Jocelyn that to go home. I believe he did send or try to. I believe when he told Azrael to call your parents, like she said. Told Azrael. I believe that Joy got the same message. I do believe that watching their actions on the Gayle King show, when they said that they know, their parents know, they know what they did, their parents know, that's what they both said, and Jocelyn is patting Azrael, saying it's going to be okay, we know the deal, and we're going to be right here where we are until, Drunken Larry and Angelo decided, well, that's not going to work. You guys showed your asses out here on this goddamn Gayle King show, so now they went into plan C, because they did plan A, B. They on plan C now. Y'all didn't do right on that Gayle King show, so now we got to go to a different plan, and that plan was to divide now Azrael and Jocelyn.
Representing the Savage family, their daughter, as well as another young lady, Azrael, are R. Kelly's alleged living girlfriends or members of a sex cult. If convicted, he goes to jail for however long. Let's say it plays out that way. And Jocelyn still doesn't want. What does the...
I want to bag this up, but I'm not. When Mr. Griggs says, that they was not in it for the money or whatever, then they wanted their daughter back. Boy, I wish Tigger had that one guy on this platform. I don't know whether his story was true or not, but he would have been perfect to, bring from behind a curtain, right? And then the guy sits down in front of Griggs, the young boy who did the video and said that, Tim Savage, was working at the auto place. You remember that? Y'all remember that? Remember that story with that young guy? He didn't really want no involvement or whatever. And what did he say? He told us that Savage has said that he gonna pay. He said he heard him talk about, we finna set this goddamn man up and he gonna be, put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember that young man that came on. Because he would have been the perfect one for Tigger to be pulling from behind this curtain and say, whoa, we going to beg to differ on you, Mr. Griggs. Right here we have this young man, so-and-so, so-and-so, and he has a story because he's brought receipts showing that him and Mr. Tim Savages worked at this auto shop, this car shop, and he overheard, and he overheard the plot and the plan, the beginning of how Mr. Tim Savages was about to come at Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's neck. It would have been perfect, y'all, right there. I promise you. I was like, come on, Tigger, bring that nigga from behind that curtain. Go get that boy. Go get that boy. Because he said, he got receipts. He said, and he know. He said, he know. Where is that boy? I know, right? Thank you guys for the ones in the chat, but it would have been perfect goddamn timing. Perfect timing. Oh, Mr. Griggs, is this what you want to see? Well, here you go. You want to hear the recording? Well, here you go. Because he said he was supposed to come at Mr. Kelly's neck. And after that boy did his video a couple of times, he got called in for his interviews. I didn't find any contradicting of that boy's story. That boy's story stood the same until he disappeared off of these streets. He came in, said what he had to say, went on a few channels. Half of the time, he didn't even want to answer his phone or even come on any platforms, and then he disappeared. Poof. I did my part. Y'all take it and y'all do whatever y'all want to do with it, is what you know. But I'm going to pray that he do have his facts together and possibly some receipts and magically appear down there in defense of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. I really do. Those people like that just never go, you can't take them out your mind. Just hopefully that he could produce stuff like that. And it'll, on behalf of Mr. Kelly.
Where do you go from that? What happens then?
That's a conversation we've had, and I think that her parents would have a decision to make. But again, they're never going to stop loving their daughter. Then the door is always going to be open. If you saw my client's Instagram last night, it was heartfelt that she loves her daughter, despite anything that has allegedly been said, and she wants contact, and she will never stop loving her daughter, and her arms will always be open. And so that's what drives them, and that's what continues to drive me, is the love a family has for their child. So, sometimes children decide to do things that are not in their best interest, and it's your job as a parent to always be there, regardless, for when they do come back, because they do come back. And so we're going to continue to be here, continue to have the door open, continue to advocate on her behalf, and hopefully one day she will return home. I'm hopeful, they're hopeful.
So I was going to say that would be a worst case scenario. He went away and then she still wanted no contact. Yeah. What's a win-win situation?
A win situation is her coming home and.
So Tigger says that will be the worst case scenario if he goes away and she still doesn't come home. Well, he is away. He's been away now, coming up here on close to 2 years. She still hasn't gone home. She still hasn't gone home. Well, there's your worst case scenario, Tigger. She don't want to. There you go. I'll answer that for you.
Secured for all the victims and all the other families, because we have to remember, as the prosecutor said, these were middle school girls. Numerous middle school girls that he video recorded having sexual contact with, that he groomed allegedly, and that his enablers provided him contact with, in 2 indictments. One in New York, which is racketeering, and of course child sex trafficking, and the other one in Illinois is obstruction for the previous trial and child pornography. We're looking at 195 years.
Wow.
195 years, he says, that they're looking for allegedly grooming minors. 195 years. Not a murderer. Not a murderer. For grooming minors. So he took his case for Joy Jocelyn. He took that case, which is what he was talking about, her not wanting to come back home because she was being brainwashed, held in a sex cult. To combine it with introducing that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly would be looking at 195 days for sex cult and brainwashing minors. It's just unbelievable, you guys. It's like, well, which way did you want it? There's no minors found. I'm going to read you guys an article. There was no minors found anywhere. Not trapped in a studio. Not trapped on the tour buses. There were. I have not seen any. You guys seen any? Because I haven't seen any 12, 13, 14, 15. I have not seen one talking about now. Not a single one. None. You guys seen any? So where are they? I keep asking, where in the heck is all of these little kids? This is how Drunken Larry tells everybody, these little kids. If there was so many little kids that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly had captured and kept in a sex cult or in a dungeon or on the Underground Railroad, do we talking about this legend? A legend. There would have been so much hell raised in the city of Chicago or Indiana, all them little close cities around. It would have been crazy mad down there, coming from different types of parents who are claiming that their child is missing and in this sex cult, and Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly is to be held responsible for this. They're not going to let this black man, a black man that makes all of this music, hold no goddamn sex cult in no goddamn buildings or anywhere else on a bus with 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Where, y'all? Where? R. Kelly shit would have been on some goddamn billboard out there saying most wanted. The American, he ain't even make it to the goddamn most wanted, the American most wanted goddamn shit. Not even with this case. Not even with this case. He said that Joy and the Savages went down to the Trump Tower to look, and they wanted their daughter, and the security was high down there. They couldn't get in. They couldn't do this. Why in the... Put the billboards up. Put the billboards up, because R. Kelly wasn't there. He was gone. He was back and forth in and out of there on his tours and everything, right? Why didn't they go as far as you... have the FBI, when your child... Put that man on the Americans Most Wanted list. Why did they do that? Wanted for what? What you gonna want him for? For what? For having 2 goddamn girlfriends left over and the other bitter ass fucking scorn ass women. Not trying to intimidate, but I know bitter. I know scorn. I know stupid. If you didn't do the fact check of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly already got 2, or he just broke up with 1, and now you want to be the one, and it ain't even been 2 days since 1 done left, and now you want to turn. You stupid. You stupid as hell. You stupid. It's called volunteering. It's called volunteering. You volunteered. That's just how I look at it with all them other women, y'all. You volunteered. Damn. It's like, you couldn't wait till at least he was like 8 months single or something? You just jump right in, right behind the other one, or right with the other one. That made no sense to me. You knew he was in a relationship. Why do you want to be in a relationship with him? He wasn't single long enough. It was like one after the other, after the other, after the other. So that tells me that none of these females cared who he was with or who he had been with. It didn't matter. And when I look at the situation like that, I see ching ching. I need him to take care of me. I need things. I want him to love me. I want to be possibly the next goddamn wifey.
So this is not just rumors and he say, she say. This has been investigated not only by my office and other attorneys' offices, but now the federal government.
You mentioned your enablers.
Yes.
And I think I read somewhere that now, just now,
yes, some
of the enablers are now being sought out to be prosecuted and things of that nature. Why did that take so long?
Yeah,
I'm not sure. My hope was prosecutors would have gotten involved a long time ago, but it took other lawyers working outside of the normal course of prosecution to bring this to light. And so now Milton June Brown has been indicted and Mr. McDavid has been indicted, and we expect more to be indicted because Mr. Kelly allegedly didn't do this by himself, as the indictment shows. So my hope is more people will be brought to justice because of these activities over the last 25 years.
Wow. I mean, I'm just blown away, really.
Yeah, it's a very difficult case. It's one of the most difficult cases I've ever been involved with. It's taken so many different turns.
She says that she's just blown away. I had a question for her though. Are you blown away because of it's just this set of black women that has been allegedly held in a sex cult? She's not going to be blown away about all of the other hundreds of black people murdered, held in a sex cult or whatever. Everybody is just blown away because of this as being Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Where's the attention at? Where's the other whole bunch of grouped up women who has dated one particular guy out here and held in a sex cult? Because Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly can't be the only goddamn black man out here that's holding a sex cult. That is the reason why a lot of the black women is disappearing out here. I know that cannot be the factor. I know it can't be. There's got to be more. I said that the other day. It's just these group of women right here. That's it. So after Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly goes on his journey with the trial and everything, and I'm praying for vindication for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. That's it. Who gonna look for the other black women? There's more, right? There's got to be more, y'all. Y'all pulling my coattail. There's got to be more. Can't just be the ones that was just allegedly involved with Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. I know good goddamn well that them ain't the only ones. I know it's not. Can't be.
We're thankful
There's gotta be
for
more.
all the support, and for the people who don't support. Just keep reading, keep watching.
Oh, we reading, we
watch
watching.
the trial. You'll see the truth come out.
We
And
waiting.
it won't be what Mr. Darrell Johnson's saying, what Mr. Greenberg's saying, and it definitely won't be what Mr. Kelly is saying, because we all saw in that Gayle King interview.
He used the Gayle
Something
King
that was shocking
interview.
and appalling.
What you say?
And the allegation that my client sold their daughter to him is absolutely false. It will be.
I'm going to tell you this, Mr. Griggs. You better show hope don't no paperwork come out showing that type of situation. You better show hope it don't, buddy, because you going to be eating them goddamn words. I don't know if there's any paperwork or not. I'm just allegedly speaking, you guys. I don't know. But it seems to appear that he wants to believe he is a narcissist. He's telling himself some shit because he's an attorney. He has to do that. We have to believe that my clients will prevail. You don't know what the fuck Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly or somebody else may have that's going to bring some shit up in that courtroom and that's the wrong word. Don't want to use that word. And I'm going to put Trump on y'all asses. I'm just saying. What y'all think? I think that Mr. Kelly might be holding on to a nice bullet. You know, I think that Mr. Greenberg and them is going to be holding on to that. You know how that Joker, that last card, I do. I feel it. And that's just me. Parker, you say Tigger, Papoose, in your opinion, he didn't say much. Right, no, that's I say he's unbiased. Because he's sitting there like, okay, feed me the foolery. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, but he has to conduct this interview, this Q&A and everything, so I get that. But I can tell when he's doing this interview, he's sitting there and, he's got this look, he's got, his facial expression just changes a lot. It's like, come on. But when you bring the opponent on, he can't sit there and smash on him. He can't sit there and say, we know this things and we know this. He invited him. So he's got to allow Mr. Griggs to run his story. Be delicate with the questions that I'm sure Trigger wanted to ask, just like how we all do out here Tigger. Tigger wants to ask like we do out here on the tube streets. I'm sure he does. You can tell, but he's got to hold back. It's like he's holding back on I I got to dig some more shit up out of him, but he really, really can't. So, I don't know. Rolex, you says, and she's rolling in her little behind. But you do y'all remember the mom said on the video, come and get me and bring my friend back? Yes, I do. He still calls both of them grown women little girl.
Proven in a court of law, and Mr. Kelly will be spending a substantial amount of time in prison.
Now you see how you see that, and they say innocent before guilty, and he himself took the law into his own hands and already put a verdict on him. And if you were a potential juror, that is what you would hear. You would hear that subliminal message there. Let me rewind it for you for just a minute, because
So
you hear
their daughter
what
to
he
him
says.
is absolutely false. It will be proven in a court of law, and Mr. Kelly will be spending a substantial amount of time in prison.
He's telling you.
Wow.
He's telling the
Gerald
people
Griggs,
out
what-
here. And most people will take that like, you know, they'll look at that and be like, well, 100 and something years. They say a lot of people out here did a lot of intimidation of each other, the witnesses and this and that. But that's exactly what an attorney of the law just done. Prime example of it. You don't go tell the people. You don't. It's like you don't tell. He sat right up here. It says, with all of the freaking evidence, or this is that we have, this is that. Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly will be spending the rest of his life in prison. Sold it out there. Sold it. He sold it. Yes, I did, Parker, and that was funny. I did see that one too. But that's the type of shit that they did out here. And as I watch these different platforms like this, and you take all of the Mr. Kelly supporters platforms over here, right? They hit nowhere near reaching 2,000-3,000 viewers, except for the one protest. What was it, 10,000 or so, and that was on the Shade Room. That was it. And you take these platforms like this one here and multiple of others that is bias towards Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. They hit the millions. They hit the millions. 2.3 million people viewed it. 1.6 million people viewed it. Because they're hearing shit like this right here. Not the whole story. And it sucks that these channels over here is targeting nowhere near what these people out here who are against him, who wants to crucify him unjustly. They are hearing these people because they hold these big ass platforms. This is where the majority of your population out here is catering to, is gravitating to them. These little people like this channel and all of the other channels, they ain't hearing it, y'all. Somehow it's got to be bigger noise. It's got to be bigger noise. It's got to be handled with being modest, humble. You know, you can't go into it. You can't reach out to these people with the F you and the this is that, and you can't do it because they're not gonna want to hear you. They're not gonna want to hear you. These bigger platforms have to be attacked mainly, pretty much, suit and ties and shit on. You gotta come like you know your shit. You can't come with the aggressiveness because they are not gonna want to hear you. They're not gonna want that type of energy on their platform. They're not. Yeah, they don't want to hear the truth.
Ladies and gentlemen, tell them how to stay in touch with everything with the Savage family and yourself. How can they keep tab? I mean, there's a news cycle, but if they want to really be in touch,
you can follow me on all social media at Attorney Griggs, ATTORNEY GRIGGS, or the website www.geraldagriggs.com. Of course, you can follow all of my clients on their social media. Mom Fights to Save Daughter and Tim Savage on all social media. But this is about bringing their daughter home. This was never about fame. It was never about fortune. Never about money. It was about justice.
He said that it was never about fame. It was never about fortune. How many of you guys seen the middle daughter little IG things that she do? She's probably getting 100 and something or 200 and something thousand of views for their little skits where the sister gets in the car. She's in there with her little boyfriend and they doing their thing. It's never about money, though. It's never about money. Never about money. The little video where you got Savages and he's got the baseball bat for that type of public attention, but it was never about money. You say Gerald Briggs, he is NAACP. He's NAACP. And the thought that was on my mind was, if he's NAACP, how do you take a march over to Atlanta, Georgia, in front of the NAACP building? That would be just, that would be perfect, Parker. I mean, we talking about like 300, 500, 600, 800 people. Mr. Griggs up in, over at the NAACP in Georgia, and he looks out the window, and it's like massive crowd out there. A massive crowd out there. So I just wanted to bring some insight again on Mr. Griggs and his representation for his client, for his client. I don't know.
Sexual misconduct allegations have followed R&B singer R. Kelly around for decades, but he's never been found guilty of any charges except battery back in 1990.
Always about the money.
An Atlanta couple who says their daughter dropped out of college to move in with R. Kelly, and they now believe she's being held against her will. In an interview with the Sister Circle show, the Savage family said the relationship between Kelly and their daughter started out professionally, with him taking an interest in her as an artist. Then one day, almost 2 years ago, they say they got a message that her dorm room at Georgia Gwinnett College had been cleaned out. Their daughter had dropped out of school and moved in with R. Kelly, and they now believe that she's being held against her will because she barely...
That was something else to look into. Savages says that her dorm room had been cleaned out. You know good goddamn well you ain't moved up then out of there by themselves. Why wouldn't they come forward to show who helped her move up out of the dorm? Why wouldn't they show us that? There's got to be something showing that, that somebody helped moved her out of there. You don't move out of a dorm by yourself. You always have a bunch of little stuff that you got to be carrying and this or that and, and things like that. I believe she had a car as well. However, you guys, I don't believe that there has been at any point of time any harm done to Jocelyn Savage. I really don't. I don't think that there was any harm or anything done to Azarel. Azarel just ended up losing her cuckoo mind. Period. She will have a halt in her life somewhere. I don't wish no bad on it, but yeah, I think she will. I really do. I'm going to bring up this older video with Joy, where she apparently did start off singing at a very young age. What I find crazy about this video is that she, at that young age, with the Savages, knew the Clarys at a very young age with Azarel. Granted that they were in the entertainment upcoming business with their children. Granted that part, It's just something just not squeaky clean about it. It's not. Oh, that's okay. Relax. You just join. Just fall right on in, girl. We see you. I see you. Just fall right on in. Let me see. See if I can find it. Let's see if I can turn it. Nope, I can't get it to go big. No. Me showing you guys, the point of it is that they speak about these girls like they were virgins to the business part of it, to the economy, to being around people. You know what I'm saying? So, but there wasn't. I look at a parent who was pushing their child out there. She was already groomed for it. You could tell how they, that they were dressed at certain ages and everything. So I don't know, you guys. We have to see where this go. But doing this video here at this time, allegedly they knew the Clarys and everything around that time as well. So I don't know. Was this really a money game come up for these people? Interesting. We'll have to wait and see. It was a video of Jocelyn at her younger age, where she first started singing, and that was one of her songs, I guess, the Rag Doll. And as they got older, I guess it kind of swapped, because the entertainment now went in the more aggressiveness one, went into the hands of what's the girl named Jaya? One of the J's, one of the damn girls. I don't remember their names. And now it's Joy that's the more calm and, humble one, quiet one and everything. And the other girl is the loud one out there. And you know what? I just wanted to bring that to you guys a little bit. I hope Boom Boom survived over there, because she sure had. She had someone coming at him. And you know what? I'm going to show you guys this one too, because this is kind of funny that the parents were so happy, you guys. They were happy as hell. And it's so weird. And he says, my queen, my young queen. But your young queen does this and you are entertained by it. I don't get it. Watch the mom and the dad. Watch the mom and dad. Watch the mom and dad.
Run that beat back. Run that beat back. DJ, run that beat back. Run that beat back. Let's get it. Don't ask me why I'm hurt. Spent 5 years with a nigga that ain't put me first. No, I beat a bitch and then cut up a perk. I just hurt. I got brothers, they gon' send your ass to church. Only time they remember you is on a shirt. But don't you pop the perk.
Now that's them condoning her behavior off of a song that she did after her fight with Joycelyn. They was happy as fuck, y'all. I gotta get the phone. They was happy as hell. They was happy as hell. You wrote a song about beating the bitch ass. The song was about Joycelyn. And the parents condoned that shit. She drunk. She laughs and talks about that she's drunk or whatever. I can't speak on her parents. I really don't give 2 fucks about their parenting skills. I have to tell you, because can't nobody correct that shit but them, so there's no need of even caring about it. But I can show you about it. I can show you about it. They are groping. They are they're happy as fuck about the actions of this girl. That is crazy. That's crazy, y'all. Then the mom whispers something in her ear. What she tell her? To turn it up some more? Turn it up some more? Like, what did she tell them? That's crazy. Go ahead, you can call in, because I am about to end this show, but we'll wait for you to call in. I got to play that one more time, because I see the parents fucked up. Like, seriously. Let me do it again. Look at her again. Hurt though, y'all. She hurt.
I'm drunk. I'm having a good time. I'm happy to be having a good time. Hello. Don't ask me why I'm hurt. Spent 5 years with a nigga that ain't put me first. You know I beat a bitch and then cut up a perk. Hey, nigga play me when I always go berserk. Nah, nigga, I just hurt. Cause you end up with a hurt. Only time they remember you is on a shirt. But don't you pop the perk? I'ma hit you where it hurt. Don't you ask me why I'm hurt. Hold on, hold on. Run that beat back. Run that beat back. DJ, run that beat back. Run that beat back. Let's get it. Don't ask me why I'm hurt. Spent 5 years with a nigga that ain't put me first. You know I beat a bitch and then cut up a perk. I just hurt. I got brothers, they gon' send your ass to church. Only time they remember you is on a shirt. But don't you pop the perk.
That is insane. It's insane. It's insane. She gonna better cut a bitch and cut a purse. She goes got that. I'm like, woo, girl. You might as well go and get the Walmart and get your bunch of pens and paper and shit, because you going to have your ass end up in there having a regular goddamn interview working for Ace Hardware or some motherfucking place. Seriously. I don't know. The phone line is now open for, let's do a few minutes, and Pap got to get on about her business, y'all. Hey, Miss AP. Hello, sweetheart. Hello. You said, remind me why we're right. Girl, Miss Parker. Girl. I'm like, oh my God. There's nothing that has wifey on her. There is nothing. There's nothing that says anything about a wifey goddamn material. Nothing. She was too young. 18, 17, whatever the fucking age she was. She hadn't even taken the wifey class. You need goddamn wifey class, honey. No. And you can't learn it from your mom if your mom has taken similar abuse. You know what I mean? If the mom has, I'm just hypothetically speaking, but if a mother sits around and don't have the best of a husband, then you can't teach him anything. You can't teach him. It's like, no. Hey, you're on the Pap Show. Who do we have?
Hey, it's Chris, Pat.
All right. What up, Chris?
Pat, if it wasn't about money, what was the attorneys for?
What was it to gain? I don't know. We're trying to figure that out. I don't know.
I mean, Jocelyn, she did go back home.
She did.
But when she did go, they put her all
on the camera,
YouTube, all over the internet, questioned her. So my question is, why would she go back if she knows what's going to happen again?
That's what we talking about.
She knows what's going to happen again. And then you have Angelo saying, well, okay, you got all these people saying y'all was living so good, this man couldn't even keep you all with an up-to-date phone, so they did have a phone.
Yeah.
You know, and he also said, okay, you would have, every time you would talk to your mom, she said every time I would talk to her, we would always go at it, but he said, well, I didn't find out what y'all was going at it till later on, and that's when I would call you.
Mr. Like I said, this attorney though, he put the story out here like it's just put all of the shit out here. They put this half-ass stories out here, and it's just pathetic. I get it that he's been hired to represent his client, but I thought he had stepped back off of the case for a little bit too. He had stopped talking about things. I think that he might have found some shit too that just wasn't right with the case as well.
No, he actually stopped talking about it because, at first when they was going on haywire, behind it, you got Angelo come in and say, hey, you need to calm down. It's like Angelo was sitting up here, he was steady threatening him. If you got a problem, come to me. Don't get your wife to do it. So you got all these threatenings going on back and forth. Then you got Angelo supposed to born him out of jail for supposed to be assaulting his wife, allegedly. You just got a whole lot that's going on that's ain't adding up.
You're right. Because that's when I stopped hearing much of this attorney after they had their little dispute all online, and you said this, and he said I had to cut that nigga off, and he was, and I'm like, that's when I stopped hearing much about Mr. Griggs. He hasn't been talking much at all.
Yeah, I mean it's a wild situation. Thing is, I say get Jasmine. Jasmine know a lot. Talk to Jasmine. She knows a lot. She know why she was at that rally. She knows a lot. Because because she wanted to put her own 2 cents up in there. Well, hey, they thought I was gone, but I still was there. That's when I got with Rob. You know, we know that's a lie. We know that's a lie. But you got to remember, we also heard Jasmine say, okay, I called Cash. It was some type of situation. She said, I called Cash. Cash said, hold up. Let me call Angelo because Angelo can get in touch with her daddy. So that was all set up with Bookham.
Yeah. Says
that was all set up with Bookham.
Well, he says he met, they met through the Facebook thing. And she got, got in touch, did some traveling, and then he's the fan base, and come on, get on the fan crew, and I'm going to take y'all to get all into this shit. Then you get down there, then Don Russell say, oh, hell no, you got to get the fuck on, and then she didn't leave, then you're there, then now you up in the room as well with him, and when he's already got 2 other women that stays there in their place and everything, then one thing just led to another with that. She left there, she ended up in the bed with Bookham, the end. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, that was a big mistake ending up in the bed with Bookham.
That was a terrible mistake. Terrible mistake. Terrible mistake on all levels. Like you can, that just showed him how less of a gentleman that he is too. She tells her story, she jumps in the shower, she come out soaking wet. He's still in the room. Why didn't you leave? Why didn't you leave out the room? Why didn't you get your own room? You're standing here, not standing there. Because the fact is that she said she came down there to be introduced to Kelly. Now, what the fuck is she doing with you? Nasty. I was like, y'all some nasty. I had spoke to her and questioned her a little bit over on the Dubosky show, but she wasn't really saying much. And I was like, and you have a whole son. You have a whole son. It's like, no. Mm-mm. So we shall see, but like I say, I don't really care for Mr. Griggs because there's other stories here, and it's like, I get that you have to represent a person that hires you on. I get that. I get that all of your trust is supposed to be into your client. But when you sit here and you feed to the public, where we know that Mr. Kelly is being publicly charged. He's already been publicly charged with everybody out here saying guilty, guilty, guilty. When you sit here as an attorney of the law and not even give this man his chance in the courtroom before you even open your mouth to introduce to the people that he's gonna do 100 and something years. It's like you refrain from saying that because you don't know that. And then you sit here as like Mr. Kelly doesn't have any type of defense. Well, I think he does. And I think that he's gonna hold that trump card until he get all of their ass in that courtroom. Y'all gonna have to come on with it.
He holding because a big part of it was that Barry Hankerson. He's a big part of it right there. He's a big part of it.
Yeah. So
it's like it's all with the agenda that they was trying to pull off on them, and actually they pulled it off. But will it stick when the trial starts? Because you got to look at Barry Hankers was married to Gladys Knight, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, Miss AP, be safe. Be safe. Yeah.
Ashwell was took into scene for Gladys Knight.
Absolutely. And I know
you
everybody.
I mean, people not seeing that's strange.
Nope. At a
and
very
then
young age.
You got Tiffany Hawkins. With the suit for $250,000.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't want to really pull out that R. Kelly turned around and sued her twice.
Mm-hmm.
And won. So, Barry Hankerson, he got a lot to do with it. I mean, that was the criminal mind guy. I mean, hey, say this had happened to you.
Mm-hmm.
R. Kelly, once I put it on him, he ain't gonna do nothing but pay to keep your mouth shut. Allegedly, but
right.
Just something to put out there, Mr. Barry Hankerson. But like I said, we can find Kip and get Jasmine back out here to tell the truth about why she really went to Chicago.
Come on out, Kip. Come on down.
Kip got got to come out, cause he'll come out when he on that stand though. He'll come out then. Cause that lie he kept is saying about, oh yeah, I done went talk to him, I done went talk to him, I'm done with it. No, he don't tell us you're done. Don't tell us you're done, cause you was there. You was there. You gonna be in that courtroom on that stand as a witness for the state. So Kip, at least Kip, come out and give us some kind of clearance.
Come on out, Kip.
Come out and give us some kind of clearance. The Kip, if you don't come out, we gonna keep on playing that tape of your ass.
Come on out.
And Bookham ain't gonna like this. You play that tape, Bookham gonna go crazy. I'm gonna let you know. If you play that tape, Bookham gonna go crazy.
He already going crazy. He losing members.
Yeah, cause actually, he came out that other day like, hey, he's running with it. He run inside. Look, I've been watching this for 2 days. It's time for y'all to put a hold on, time for y'all to just cut this out. I typed in the I typed up in his chat. I'm like, nigga, who in the hell is you? And they blocked me with quickness.
All y'all be getting blocked.
Acting like he run what he does. Don't get me wrong. I've got to give him his card. Oh, he run them. I got to give him that much. He runs them because when he put his foot down the other day, he was like, oh, look, you just go your way and the other one here with Team True, let up to us. It's time to stop this here. I'm like, oh, goddamn, didn't he just, he didn't put his foot down there. But, like you say, when it comes down to it, Bookham know where he gonna end up at. He know where he gonna end up at. He know already he done been paid off by Angelo. All these Baltimore people, even Miss Brooke, she done got her little cut of the money too. So honestly, you got to realize, Angelo sit up there and tell you on Instagram, come on and work for you. You can make more than what you're making over there. How many people Angelo have actually offered money to shut the hell up? Plenty.
Well,
you get the dog work for me. He said that a lot. He said that a lot. And what I can't understand is about Bookham, you an actor. Why didn't you get a part up there trapped in the closet? Or even get in one man's video? But you say you know this man.
He got nothing.
And now you're security. Why couldn't you just, why haven't you even security for the man? Oh, I forgot. That was Chip's job. The man that actually give you all the information to put out there now. So just something to think about.
Yes, sir.
Sooner or later, Kip gonna give us something. He'll talk to us sooner or later. All Jasmine. Because they slip all the time. They slip all the time. I'll just call in and let you know that. Just say a few things, Pat.
Okay, huh?
All right.
Bye. Shout out to Chris, you guys. He always calling in, giving us his opinion, his thoughts, and allegedly. So shout out to him. We're going to get ready to get up out of here. Before we go, I would like to show you guys this because I'm not a person that clicks on and watch a lot of tragedy news. I had a great aunt who, 2 stories, you guys, lives over in Florida, and her house caught on fire, some type of small explosion. So for the Florida people that comes across that article about this home, I can't even remember her name off the top of my head right now. But she was able to get out of the house, but she decided to go back into the house to retrieve her cell phone, and the house was full of smoke and a big blazing fire, and she never made it back out. So I just wanted to share that one with you guys. I'm not too, like I say, keen. I don't do a lot of sad things at all. I'm a person that moves on from them. So I saw this right here, and when we get into the part about the system out here and the unjust and the unity and how we're trying to fix the laws to make them more better for the black culture and everything. And when I click on the new, when I click on some things that is very tragic, right? And and year after year, I have to keep saying, you know what, we're just doomed as a black race. We just never gonna get it together. We're never gonna be as one to try to at least claim back a little bit of what we're searching for out here. It's just so hard because we have more people out here that just don't want the change, just don't want the change. And it's crazy because we feel like, we bad, we live by the gun, we die by the gun. Other people's lives just don't mean anything when we should be out here living for, for life, for what was the pursuit of happiness. And and we don't get it. We do not get it. So thank you, Eli. So I'm waiting on my mom. My mom's going to call me back to give me a little bit more information on it. I'm sure my mom is going to probably try to travel over to Florida, which I don't recommend her doing because of the COVID-19. They claim is picking back up, you guys. So be careful with that out there. Make sure you have your mask on. And the ladies who I did ship the mask out to, again, can you guys just let me know that you guys received them? So, but let's look at this story right here before we get up out of here.
Rolling from start to finish, and what he captured was chilling. A gunman blindly firing shots directly into an occupied home. We often report on incidents just like this, but we seldom, if ever, see video of the entire incident from beginning to end.
Yeah, it's incredible. Take a look. This all happened at a home on Margarita and Stoller on Detroit's west side. Defender Sean Lake spoke to the man who recorded that video. And Sean, I had to ask, did he fear for his own safety?
He did not. He was safe enough away, and he also knew, let's get this out of the way right away, he knew Detroit police were also on the way, so he kept rolling. He captured the incident from start to finish. He says we all can learn from this incident that if we're ever in some sort of argument, there are plenty of escape routes to back off, back away and de-escalate, but in this case, this man kept coming, and he was coming with a gun.
Well, I wasn't prepared for what I saw.
This is the video Larry Turner captured early Sunday morning. It is shocking. A young man unloading a handgun into a home here on Margarita. I counted 14 shots.
And it was about 16.
First of all, Turner heard people yelling during a domestic dispute that Detroit police had been called and were on the way. Then Turner pressed record on his phone. And all of what you are seeing, Turner says, is because someone allegedly called someone else's baby ugly. What unfolded was truly ugly. First, a woman at the home arguing with the couple who pulled up outside.
When you're making decisions quickly, you know the moments when you see somebody when they're thinking, but he just kept making poor decisions.
Decisions like, instead of backing off, the man and woman rush into the home. That man comes back out, falls at his car, grabs a gun.
And then had basically a conscious.
Out loud. Right there saying, don't do it.
Yeah.
Telling him over and over again.
Yeah.
He still did it.
Throughout the whole process, he was there.
Who did they leave in the car?
They left the baby. It was like 6 months, 7 months old baby.
Cooler heads have to prevail.
After he came out the house, he went in there thinking he was going to win, and it looked like he lost that fight, and he needed it to end it with a bang.
That is hard to watch.
That's crazy.
Chilling. There were
and I'm going to point out why I played this, you guys, and why I say that we are fighting a needle in a haystack when it comes to Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, because the supporting alleged people are so scattered about, has their own mind frame way of thinking, right? Now, when I say that split seconds, a split second of some shit will tear your whole life apart. A split goddamn second. This guy on here had a chance to be like, okay, you know, we got up inside the house and we fought because someone said that the baby is ugly, right? They're upset or whatever, and I have to throw this in there. The lady that was running, Lord help her, y'all, she gonna have to get to the gym and work it out a little bit, cause when you're trying to run, you gotta keep your body in shape. She might well just walked on to the damn car. However, when she came out of that door, he was already firing, right? He was already capping. It was like, was she gonna get hit or was he just shooting up? However, we're talking about 14 to possibly 16 shots, right? That's execution. Like, you literally wanted to kill everybody that was in the way and in that house. And it sucks, right? You brought a gun. You brought a gun with you because y'all fighting because somebody said a baby is ugly. Now, the baby who they claim said that the baby is ugly, not gonna have any parents to raise the ugly child. I would rather be out here raising my ugly baby. You guys can call my baby whatever you want to, but now you don't even get to be with the ugly child if the baby was ugly. Who would have gave a damn? I don't care. Call my child ugly. I'm going to be out here with my ugly baby. But we don't, as black people, we angry, you guys. We're some angry creatures and we got to let it go. Or we are freaking doomed out here. We're doomed. Why I'm saying this is because of the protests that happened in Washington. And I hope that she does peep in on this. And I hope that she do get this message. We all may do shits and giggles out here and everything. But you brought a gun to a protest that was supposed to be an image. You guys were images out there around Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's name. You brought a gun. Just what if somebody would have said something that you really didn't like, and you pulled that fucking trigger? And everybody knows how it is with the semi. That finger just don't come off. It just steady blasts rounds like this. You seen in this guy in this video. One, because your conscience is overridden now. You already got this powerful monster in your hand. Your brain ain't gonna be quick enough to tell you to take your finger off that trigger. Not with them semis. You just hold it. You just blast it until you about fucking empty. That's the way they roll. Just what if you'd have done that? You have a son. Now you gone. All because of that gun. They are for people to have for protection. But use it smart when it comes to protection. You're going to a freaking goddamn... The police was there. Let the police do the protection when you guys are out there doing the protesting and everything. Sometimes you can't take matters in your own hand, especially when we know once you get into that system, just like Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, they ain't giving a damn off your ass. They gonna lose you. They gonna lose you. They don't give a care. So if we have the economy out here preaching this stuff about black culturism and things like that, but yet then we still have our black people that's still doing the nonsense to get your ass up in there. We can't fight it off. Then what good is it out here to fight for you? You won't stop. You won't stop and think. You want no happiness. You like the roo-roo, rah-rah. You wants to be the baddest cat out here on the streets. For what? For what? If they're bad, grab them, hug them. Man, we ain't got to do this. Let's go. Let's go shoot some hoops. You got a second. You turn that whole goddamn badness around to good. You can do it. You really can do it. But that's why that just came to me, you guys, and I want to show it, and I don't show, stuff like this, and I know a lot of you guys see this stuff, and the crazy thing about it, right, I could be sitting right here in this room with all of you guys and not even know if this is one of your brothers, if that was one of your cousins, or your auntie, or your niece, or your grandmother, or in this shooting right here. I would never know. I would never know. That's the most scariest part about it. This could have been one of y'all relatives right here on this video. We would never know. That's the part of life that scares me. You know who it is. This running in your family. You see it. You know that you got an uncle, a cousin, a niece, a nephew out here doing this shit. It starts from in the home. Go fix your relatives. Go help your relatives out. Go help change the lifestyle that they are living. Because good goddamn well, it's always one of ours. It's always one of ours. But we don't go fix our family. We get on the phone and call Auntie Lily. Girl, did you see Auntie Annie Mae old nephew? Oh, they got him. You knew goddamn well how fucked up he was before he went out there. Why y'all ain't fixed it? But it'd be a lot of freaking drugs. I know it's the drugs and all of those type of things that's involved with it. Yeah. Yep. Crazy, huh? Crazy. I don't know, you guys. Thanks for coming out to the show. Don't forget on your way in that you did. I hope you guys gave me a thumbs up on the video for vibing with me today. And on your way out, do the same. Thumbs up on there. I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful day. And before we leave, because it's only just a few of us, the person above you, give them a heart. The person below you, give them a heart. Give yourself a heart. And as well, give your host, your girl, your friend, indeed, one papoose a heart.